Hey Marvel Universe fans and collectors, I thought I'd do a little collection update for you today. I've had several folks to ask me about doing a collection update. I think the Budget Jedi was the last one to ask, and I'm not for sure exactly what I've showed and what I haven't showed. There's been so much going on with different things. I don't know what I've showed and what I hadn't, but this is pretty well much it as far as the Marvel figures is what I have here. It's not a whole lot, but it is the ones that I find interesting and have comics for, and I haven't bought or read comics in many years. I have a large amount of comics from the late 70s or in the early 80s. That's about the last when I quit buying them. But I hadn't planned on collecting all the figures, but it's just like I said, just the ones that I have comics on. And there's a lot of these figures out there that honestly I don't know who they are or what comic they're in either. But these are the ones that I like. And out of all of these, my favorite is probably going to be the World War Hulk right there. It's just due to the accessories and the detail, and it's really just an excellent action figure. And there's no comparing these to Star Wars figures either. The paint, I mean, you really have to be careful. That's why I don't order a lot of these offline. If I can't see them at the store and actually look at them and look at the paint on them, I won't get them, because the paint on some of these are just terrible. Another bad example, I guess, is the Hobgoblin there. If you'll notice this leg, how it's bent inwards, it won't stand up on its own. I've had to super glue the knee joint together, and that's a lot of the problems that a lot of these figures do have, is they just won't stand up on their own. But anyway, I do like the detailing on them, and like I said, I'm a Marvel fan, and I'm glad they decided to make this 3 3/4 inch line. Actually, these two figures here are not Marvel Universe, but they do fit in pretty good. The Red Skull is just a little bit shorter than all of these Marvel figures, but it's not that bad in scale, but it fits in alright. The Budget Jedi helped me out on the info on picking up a good Captain America. Now, this is the comic series, and I had to go through, I think, 5 of them on the shelf on these before I could find one with the paint that looked good. I never could find the Marvel Universe Captain America. That's the only one I could find, was the Captain America 008. Yeah, I like the look on this one, the comic series. And there's a Savage Frost Giant. If anybody's interested in trading or buying this figure, just send me a private message, and we'll talk about it and work something out. If you got any questions, just post them. I'll try to answer my best that I can. This second part of this video is going to be for one of my newer subscribers. He posed a question to me, wanted me to do a video response on what movie or what comic villain would I like to see a movie made out of. And you know, that's a clever question to ask, and I told him I was going to have to think about it. Well, I've thought about it, and came up with a pretty good response, I hope, and we'll talk about that back here in just a minute. Well, this is what happens when you get older. You forget things. I do have 2 that I have never took out of the packaging, and one of them is the Cable, the variant without the Baby Hope, and the first appearance Wolverine. So with these two, that add along with the rest of them, that's all that I have so far for the Marvel Universe. Okay, I'm back. This second part is going to be for AUTOCONS1. It's a new, fairly new, a new user to YouTube. I'll have a link in the description for his channel. Great guy, good YouTuber. He posed a question to me and a few other guys on what we thought would be a good villain to make a movie out of, and why, or why villains don't get movies. I can tell you why villains don't get movies, because everybody wants to see the good guy win, but not everybody. But that's a fairly clever question, and I've narrowed it down to two: the Green Goblin and Thanos. For me, growing up in the late '70s, the only outlet we had was comics. No YouTube, no computer, not a lot of stuff on television, and like you said, no movies. This comic is the one that they typed the Spider-Man movie out of. This is where Norman Osborn, or the Green Goblin, loses his life by his own making. And for me, you know, Norman Osborn was a true villain, because it was all about money for him. You know, money is the root of all evil. But as far as a true villain goes, it's kind of hard to toss up between this one and Thanos, just because you know, he started out as a human and was trying to gain back his father's fortune that he lost by enhancing himself. So and there's been just numerous versions of the Green Goblin, and but in all, in line, the story was the same way. Now, as far as Thanos goes, actually, it probably would be a better movie for to make with Thanos. Thanos started out as just a regular, nothing, never was treated unfairly growing up, and he just had in his mind that I think one of the comments that I seen years ago in a comic book was his destiny was to please death. That's just a true villain, and they could make a movie just out of this comic right here. This is probably one of my, other than one of the first Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Mans that I have, this is probably one of my favorite comics that I own or have ever read. He is just the epitome of what a villain is supposed to be. And over the last 30-some years, he has been in just about every single comic that you could think of. And I mean, look at all the superheroes he had imprisoned there, and they broke loose and come after him. These was just really great books to read. But I'm just going to have to go with Thanos, I guess, as far as what would actually make a great movie, because this spans just about all the comic book characters would be included in this also, all the way up to the end. I mean, there's the Ultimate Avenger. It don't get no better than that. And here you'll see the end of Thanos. So AUTOCONS, really good topic. Never really thought about stuff like that, but of course when you get older like I am, you just kind of sit back and wait for the younger generation to I guess to come up with these things, and it sounds like you're on the ball. That would for me, I would like to see a movie about this this ultimate predator of evil right here. Thanks for including me in this topic. I know this is kind of quick for me on my part, but it really did get me to thinking. And I've just always been a Spider-Man fan, and the Green Goblin was always just a terror to Spider-Man all the way through the comics when I was a kid growing up. But this guy right here would definitely be the one to make a movie after, as far as a villain. Got any comments? Just post them. Thanks again, AUTOCONS1. I'll have a link to his description and the for his channel. Be sure to check him out. And that's all I have today for my Marvel Universe collections.